Hi, good morning. My name is Minnie Cortez, and today I will be choosing an article titled Connecticut Correctional Officer Accused of Using Excessive Force on Inmate After Finding Him with a Cookie. So, this article was released on November 21st, 2024. And before I get into the summary of the article, I just wanted to go ahead and point out a few interesting realizations that I made while I was searching for an article to talk about. And as I was searching for a specific article to talk about, I cannot help but notice so many stories regarding correctional officers using excessive force on inmates. Um, I must have came across three or four articles that were literally posted just hours prior to my search. And a lot of these articles were just about correctional officers who have been disciplined by the correctional system or the state who were currently under investigation of these excessive force accusations. And what I also noticed is that these excessive forces were not just being done in California; they were occurring all over the U.S. and are happening daily. So I just found that very interesting. I couldn't pick one. There was a lot to pick from, so I finally decided to choose this one. But I just thought I would share that with you guys. So with that being said, I will get I will get started on the article. And this article is just regarding a correctional officer by the name of Todd Blevons that was working at the Corrigan Correctional Center in Montville, Connecticut. Mr. Blevins is currently under investigation regarding an assault that occurred in November of 2023 on an elderly inmate that was under his care. The 66-year-old inmate was leaving the cafeteria where when Blevins asked to search the inmate. The inmate stated that Blevins had had him put his hands up against a wall while he was searched. Upon searching the inmate, Blevins found cookies in his pocket. And the inmate was not supposed to have cookies or any type of food. So the inmate continued by saying that Blevins threw the cookies on the ground, where he then threw the inmate on the ground and held him down with his knees. Additional officers arrived to help Blevins put cuffs on the inmate. The inmate suffered several injuries from the incident. He said he needed about 8 stitches above his eye, had bruises all over his body, suffered broken ribs, and was also pepper sprayed. So to me, I just felt that this was very excessive. Obviously, we don't know the entire story, but if that was it, if he just had cookies in his pocket and if he wasn't resisting or anything like that, just for Blevins to use that much excessive force to where he was there was so much pressure on the inmate while he was on the ground that he actually fractured his ribs. To me, that just felt a little excessive. So then the inmate also told investigators that he had ongoing issues with Blevins. So Blevins was already allegedly singling this man out. So that is a red flag in itself. Blevins' statement was completely different than what the inmate provided. However, video surveillance confirmed the inmate's story. So there was actual video surveillance right here that confirmed what the inmate had said and definitely went up against what Blevins' statement was. And then Blevins is now facing one count of third-degree assault on an elderly person. Blevins was released on bond and is scheduled to appear in Norwich Superior Court on December 5th of 2024. So this article reminded me about the Zimbardo experiment that was discussed in chapter 13 regarding a group of college men that created a mock prison setting. So in this experiment, some of the men played the role of correctional officers and others played the role of prisoners. The experiment only lasted 6 days because Dr. Zimbardo recognized a profound change in both groups. The men playing the correctional officer role had become brutal and authoritarian, and the men playing the prisoners became manipulative and showed signs of emotional distress and mental breakdowns. So even though these college men knew this was only a mock setting of how a prison setting would operate, they still gave in to the temptation to inflict their will on the powerless. So Dr. Zimbardo's experiment ultimately concluded that the environment itself causes people to act in ways that they would not otherwise behave. So this could be why there are many correctional officers who are abusing their power and ultimately are using excessive force on prisoners. So I believe that no one is exempt from falling victim to the power trip that many positions of authority provide. It is the responsibility of that officer to obtain good moral values and learn to treat prisoners or criminals as human beings. So that is it for my article and the summary, and I hope that you all enjoyed it. Thank you.